Hello, my name is Nicole Carson Bonilla and I'm a portrait photographer. Somebody pinch me. My dance yin-yang portrait earned a gold award. I entered it in the opposites category of the Portrait Masters International Awards and Accreditation Program. This is such a huge honor and I could not be more excited. Out of nearly 11,000 portrait submissions, only about 20 scored at least a score of 90 out of 100 points to earn a gold award. In this video, I'm going to show you how I styled, photographed, and edited this portrait. But before we go any further, please do me a quick favor and click the like and subscribe buttons below. I was very fortunate to have Shay Lennon as my model for this photo shoot. You can follow her really cool ballet Instagram account at xenia.ballerina. She's an extremely talented young ballerina and dances at Ballet Etudes in Mesa, Arizona. This elite dance school has a reputation for training incredible dancers. Shay has an elegant demeanor and beautiful grace to her movements, but she's also a highly trained and technically gifted athlete. For the black outfit, I started with this faux black leather pleated skirt that I found at Goodwill, which is my local thrift store. I really like the graphic nature of the vertical pleats that are in the skirt, as well as just the classic fit and flare skirt shape. Then I combined it with this black lace leotard, as well as some black fishnet tights. I really like that these allow the outfit to still feel overall black, but also let some skin color show through. For the white dancer's outfit, my inspiration piece was this pretty white chiffon blouse. I combined it with a simple pair of white trunks, and then I wanted something graphic to go down her legs, so I made these white leggings just out of some white stretch knit fabric. I cut just a long tube and then sewed a seam right up one side. And to make the circular cutouts that would go down her leg, I simply cut a straight line in the fabric, and then once it got stretched on her legs, it naturally created the circle shape. I really like that the overall outfit appears to be white, but there is still some skin color showing through to add some color. To create the circles inside the yin and yang shapes, I used these black and white fedora style hats. And to create the larger yin yang shapes behind the dancers, I simply used several yards of black and white chiffon that I was able to throw and able to form into the yin and yang shapes behind her. I converted the guest suite of my home to my portrait studio. The room is 11 by 15 feet, which isn't quite deep enough for photographing dancers. So I converted my living room into a temporary photo studio with a portable backdrop stand. As my key light, I used a Canon Speedlight 600EX inside a Westcott Apollo softbox. I made a cover for the softbox out of 2 layers of white fabric cut from a bedsheet. I point the flash into the softbox, which provides a soft, beautiful light. I have a second speedlight pointed at the ceiling beside where I stand when shooting. This light bounces off the white ceiling and provides a subtle amount of fill light to the front of the model. I placed a third speedlight behind my backdrop. I use a MagMod MagSphere to help spread the light on the ceiling. This showers down a soft hair light on my model. I used my Canon EOS R with a Canon 24-7 2.8 lens. I love the auto eye focus on this camera. I photographed Shay in the white outfit first. I directed her in several different poses I had in mind to create the left side of the yin-yang symbol. Then she changed into the black outfit to pose for the right side of the symbol. I kept all my lighting at the same settings in the exact same positions for both outfits to make them easier to combine later. Once the photo shoot was over and Shay and her parents went home, I brought in the black and white chiffon fabrics to photograph them as the symbols. My husband pressed the shutter button on the camera while I did the throwing. I like to import my photos into Exposure X6 for culling and organizing. I use the color tags to identify my favorites. Once I've selected my favorites, I export a JPEG copy of the raw file to Photoshop for editing. I started with a clean shot of my hand-painted light gray canvas backdrop as the base layer. Then I brought in my white and black chiffon fabric throws. I combined a few different photos to get the shapes that I wanted. Then I added in their shadows. Next, I brought in my 2 dancers dressed in black and white and did some fine editing and touch-ups. Then I painted in their shadows. My last step was finishing off the entire image with some overall shading. I brought the layered Photoshop file back into Exposure for final color grading. I combined a couple of my favorite alien skins to get my desired effect. My model Shay is so fortunate to have a dance room in her house. I gifted her with a framed enlargement of the portrait to proudly display on her wall. I also wanted to thank her for this awesome collaboration. In this digital era, so many of our portraits remain on our devices. There is no replacement for the joy I feel having an inspiring portrait printed and displayed. I hope you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at how I created this portrait. And now that I've scored gold once, the challenge is to try and score gold again. So if you like this video, please click the like and subscribe buttons below. Then I can keep taking you behind the scenes to my creative portraits.